Hello, everyone. I always try to start a couple minutes early just in case something screws up and I gotta fix it. Hello, how do you all do? Who do we have here? Hello, Terrence. Terrence says Maryland is watching. Hello, Maryland from the United States. How do you do? Hello, Lester. Hello, MCDJ ACDC. Greetings, Alabama from the United States. Hello, Big Gay Dave and the Figure Six Pack and Beta Ray Bob. And I almost said Big Gay Dave again, but I'll just... He's got big in his name, so I can say him twice. Hello, Matt and Evgams. Hello, Josiah. Hey, it's Bart. Hello, America from the United States. Hello, JoeFan84 and John Ramsey and James Schultz the Third. Hi. Hey, it's Comic Tropes. Hello, Chris from Comic Tropes. He is watching from the United States. Hello, United States from Oklahoma. How do you do? Hello, Matthew. Nice to see you there. From New Hampshire. Hello, New Hampshire from the United States. Go Pats. They're 1-1 this year. They won a game. I'm very happy about that. Hello, LJ. Nice to see you. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. We've got another Alabama. I'm just going to send all the greetings to Alabama from the good old US of A. Hello there, Chewin' Bubblegum and Cyclonus. So I have an idea, and I have to credit Chris from the Comic Tropes for giving me the idea of doing alternate code names. Alternate code names. Dale Santaford is hailing from Illinois. Hello, Illinois from the United States. Nice to see you there. Hello, Brent. And another Matt. How do you do? Most people are not happy when the Patriots win, so that's fine with me. That's typical. Hello, Dom and Sparkster. Always nice to see Sparkster. Good evening, Draws. Yes. So. Just by coincidence, hello Bob's Dungeon. By coincidence, Dan Cleansmith, who has bbeen doing the Creating G.I. Joe volumes, launched a Kickstarter with the next 2 volumes. So that launched today. So, by coincidence, it's the perfect time to look into these. Hello, the Trek Reviewer. Nice to see you. Hello, Tony Jackson. Hello, James Clark. You know what I did not do? I didn't get water. If I don't get water, my throat will dry out before the end of the show. So time out. Say hello to each other for a moment, and I'll be right back. Right back. Hang on. There we go. Everybody shows up to see the empty chair, right? Thank you, Comic Tropes, for the super chat. Here's something to reward you for all for entertaining all of us. Thanks for the show. Thank you very much, Comic Tropes. I appreciate that very much. That's very, very kind of you. I was gonna try the one chip challenge, but I don't have any chips. You know, I don't know. I don't really see what the big deal is. I've eaten lots of chips. So I don't know. I don't know from the one chip challenge, but you are the man for eating that chip and not following up with another chip, because that is the one chip challenge. Hello, Gussie, and anybody else who snuck in when I was away getting water. Besides, it's just now 7 o'clock or 7:01 by my clock, so we're not late. Joe Fan just got off work. Missed the last 2 for working late. Well, I'm afraid that will be reflected in your paycheck. You know, your weekly kickback will have to be rolled back a little bit. We'll have to dock you a little bit on your weekly kickback for missing a couple shows. But I'm glad you're here now. Hello, Paul Covey. Nice to see you. Hello, San Diego from the United States. You know, the Chargers really should have stayed in San Diego. That's all I have to say about that. San Diego, lovely city. I do like it. It's a nice place. Hello, Rob Vegas. Nice to see you. Yeah, everyone likes a good chair stream. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you think this is the mistake that many who do the YouTube and are the content creators make, is they think people want entertainment, but what people actually want is to stare at a screen with an empty chair and then just talk about it. That's the key to success. That's the key to success. Hello, Michael Pytel. Nice to see you there. Thanks for being here. Hello, Ivan and Zim Man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. Shout out to Omar and Blue. Shout out to you from the good old US of A. Nice to see you and thank you. Thanks for being here, everyone. So I mentioned that Dan Klingensmith. I didn't get the link because I don't do show prep, but there's a Kickstarter for Dan Klingensmith's new 2 new volumes of Creating G.I. Joe. So if you have any interest in G.I. Joe pre-production stuff, these are great sources. But what I'm going to do as we go through the show here, hello James, nice to see you. What I'm going to do, Curtis says hello from Detroit. Hello Detroit from the United States. Thanks for being here. What I'm going to do is periodically throughout the evening here, I'll open this up and I will find a really good unused code name, because like, check this out. The G.I. Joe characters that we know and love often had alternate code names, pre-production code names, possible code names that they could have used rather than going with the code names that they had. So like for instance, this is Blowtorch, and his alternate code names here were Pyro or Hotfoot. So yeah, I just thought it would be a fun idea. Actually, I didn't think of it. It was Chris's idea, but I thought it was a good idea to look at some of these alternate code names and just see what we like, see what we don't like. And here's the idea I had. Hello, Dave. Yeah, no show prep. We do it live. We do it live. What I was thinking was, like, it's been a long time since I've done a super chat like incentive thing. So what I thought was, for every super chat we get, I will pick an alternate code name for one of these books, and that'll be your code name forever. That'll be your code name, like it or not. And because I don't necessarily want to pressure people into sending super chats, I will also just read code names for fun, so you don't actually have to do anything. But anyway, my alternate code name, I think. See what at one point I said my alternate code name should be Race Judicata, but nobody understood that one. So I think what I'll go with, and look, if I ever have to like check in a hotel under an assumed name, you'll be able to find me, because the name I will use will be Rufus T. Firefly. That won't be that hard to find. Mr. Hiss. Yes, that is the other thing that I always like to mention on Tuesday. Thank you for the segue, Michael. Thank you very much. Timmer from Half the Battle has a new episode up, and it's one that covers a very popular vehicle, his favorite vehicle, the Cobra Hits tank from 1983. Actually, it's very high on my favorites list as too. Joe Fan, Send the super chat. Thank you very much. It says the box that said "Don't open the sharp objects" was one I sent. Oh, thank you very much, Joe Fan. I appreciate it. I work in a parts store and was an old box that had a car computer in it. Glad you could read my. Oh yeah. Yes, and the bow is great. Thank you very much. And I just thought it was kind of funny that that the box said, "Do not open with sharp objects," but I in fact did open it with a sharp object, because no box is the boss of me. No box is gonna tell me what to do. I'm a rebel. I live on the edge. I'm pretty much a rebel. Anyway, so Joe Fan, but Joe Fan gets a code name. Joe Fan, your code name is the first one I turn to. It's the alternate code name for ozone from Eco Warriors, which is fresh air. Fresh air. Fresh air. Thank you very much, fresh air. Wow, that is okay, I can understand why they didn't go with that one. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. I mean, ozone, at least it has a Z in it, or a Z if you're from one of them foreign lands. But fresh air sounds like Febreze. It's a can of spray you keep in the bathroom, for when you stink it up. That was going to be his code name. Genius, guys. But they were smart. Great marketing prowess there, choosing ozone over fresh air. So yes, there we go. See, we got our first code name. Yes, you're a breath of fresh air. Reinhold Weege, thank you, Josiah. Let's see what Josiah's alternate code name is. It's gonna be one of Lifeline's alternate code names. Last Chance. Last Chance. Last Chance. Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad too. Look, there's a good reason why some of these alternate code names were not chosen. Many of them are pretty bad. Let's just be real. They picked the right ones in most instances. That's, yeah. A Twinkie Wiener Sandwich, your favorite. By the way, all right, sidetracked. There is a new Weird Al Yankovic biopic coming out very soon, and I am really excited for it. I'm very happy. I cannot wait. Tiger Force Outback shipped in the next few weeks, and yes, Tiger Force Outback. I haven't gotten any classified stuff, any new classified stuff in a while. I'd kind of like to find some classified figures in the wild, because I would like to, support the retail outlets, and it might help the numbers a little bit if somebody actually picks them up off of the peg. But locally, I have found nothing. Like nothing. At any location of anything. Still nothing. Don't they know that they have a huge YouTube personality in their community? It's like free advertising, and yet they don't stock the shelves. That just shows how much influence I have. Yes, after eating the baked beans, yes, you'll need some fresh air. Hello, Dagon. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Do your books have an entry for skid mark? That's a good question. I don't remember. Let me see. Not there. Let's see. Not in that one. Been a while for Sparkster and Transformers. Yeah, maybe too long. Ooh, there is a skid mark. Yeah, the good question. I would really like to actually find things at retail. It's and Skidmark did not have an alternate code name. That's where is it? Alternate names NA. So you know what that means is they thought of Skidmark and they were like, that's it. Nothing can be better than that one. Okay, JoeFan84, thank you very much for the super chat. And Josiah, any core figs laying around to rename? Not immediately in my vicinity, but I do have some core figures. Maybe I can drag those out for the next show. But I gotta, let's see. JoeFan, his Mr. S needs his own code name. And I think that we will go with not that one. That one's stupid. Let's go with that's a vehicle. No, that's no, that's stupid as well. Let's see. Anything these that aren't dumb. Hold on. I'm coming up with it. Maybe this will work. An alternate code name for Mutt was Dogface. So congratulations, Dogface. Enjoy your code name. Really, that's what. So Dogface and Dog DAWG must be a Cleveland Browns fan, or George for Junkyard. That's. Those were the alternatives to Mutt and Junkyard. Dogface. Wow. Anyway, Josiah, I think I already got one for Josiah, but I guess it doesn't matter. Josiah gets another one. I'm switching books. Josiah gets, already did that. Ooh, no, this is good. We have Crystal Ball. We have Crystal Ball. And Crystal Balls. All right, these are Crystal Ball's alternate code names. Transmaster, Professor Id, Mesmertron, or the Gazer. That's the Gazer makes me think of a joke that I cannot tell on this show. But congratulations, Josiah, you are Professor Id. So, you got, your last name is Id, and you got a doctorate, and then you became, employed as an instructor at a university. You're Professor Id. Classes on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. You got the morning and the evening classes. Very busy. You got lots of papers to grade. Well, for the id majors. Stalker versus Gazer 2-pack. Yes, that's beautiful. One thing that that came up around the time that Top Gun Maverick came out. Matt Rubin, thank you very much. Thoughts on Macy's opening more Toys R Us stores in the U.S.? My thoughts are, I think it's a great idea. Obviously, everybody misses Toys R Us, but they've got to do it better. Hello, Sergeant Slaughter Slaughterhouse. Don't forget, Sergeant Slaughter Slaughterhouse has a GoFundMe to get to Joe Fest next year. Make sure you check out his channel. He will have a link for that. Nice to see you, Zazel. Thank you for being here. The thing about Toys R Us when it was open is that it was really expensive. Everything there was very pricey, and especially in the latter days, the selection wasn't that great. So it was hard to justify going into a store to pay more with less of a selection. So yeah, I would love for Toys R Us to return to the U.S., but man, you gotta do it better. Comic Trope says I'd like an official Hootie Coco code name. So hold on. Let's get Matt Rubin and let's get Comic Tropes. Matt Rubin, your alternate code name is NA. Come on. Hold on. Wait, we got it. No, not that one. Hold on, not that one. Okay. Your alternate code name is an alternate code name for Spearhead, which is First Wave. First Wave. See that? I waved once, so I'm not going to wave again. There will be no second wave. And Chris, you wanted an official Hootie Coco alternate code name. I'm going with one of the code names for Armadillo. Your alternate code name is Sand Turtle. Sand Turtle. How could they not go with that one? Code name Sand Turtle. Anyway, one thing I was one thing that came up around the time Top Gun Maverick came out was like a lot of Navy pilots were doing interviews and stuff, and they were talking about how like if you become a Navy fighter pilot, you don't get to like choose a really cool code name. You know, you don't get to pick a code name that's like really awesome, because there would be like 200 Mavericks and 185 Iceman and all that. Now, your call sign would be probably based on something embarrassing and humiliating that you did or that happened to you. And it's like a nickname that sticks with you. And that got me thinking. So, depending on which G.I. Joe continuity... Hello, Diana Davis. Nice to see you there. She doesn't even have a first code name, let alone an alternate. We'll work on that. We want to make sure everybody's code named up. So what I was thinking, depending on which G.I. Joe continuity you follow, there are these green shirts, right? These undifferentiated soldiers that appear in the background and, like, you know, they're just extra guys. In the animated series, there were a lot of them. They didn't appear so much in the comic book, but in the animated series, there were these green shirts. And they never had any code names. But see, I would imagine, like, on the battlefield, you know, when Hawk has to order them around, he just has to give them code names on the fly. So, like, Hawk knows all the regular Joes, right? He knows all their names. But all these guys in the green shirts, he's got to, like, pick names for them. And it'll be just, like, whatever is on the top of his head. Like, so he's, like, points these guys in it, like, you, Ringworm, Rimjob, Dingleberry, get on the APC immediately. You know, and that's how you get your code name in G.I. Joe. That's just how I imagine it. Because, like, there are only so many tough guy names to go around, right? So, like, eventually somebody's going to be, you know, Hangnail. You know, somebody's going to be Flat Tire or something like that. It's you know, you get down the list and you kind of have to go with whatever you got. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Diana Davis. That's a serious person, extremely intimidating. Look at how terrified I am. For serious though, Diana has done great things for G.I. Joe, for the brand, for the comic book series, and it's really appreciated. It's nice to see that kind of work acknowledged, and somebody from the fan community get acknowledged for that, but also, you know, in the first place, get brought in to have that kind of influence. It's nice. It's really nice. So, really great. That's a great job, and you know, I hope that continues. Diana is rarely serious. Let's see who. Yo, Joe. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read names as fast as I can. Hello, Joe Butler. I don't think I said hello to you. Diana says she likes Sprite. Let's see, but hold on. No, this is this is inspiration is hitting me, because Sprite's main competitor was 7-Up, right? So Diana, your code name is the Uncola. Yeah, you can have that one. You can have that one for free. Who else came in? Hello, Paul. Hello, RTD1. How do you do? You get to be called O-Ring RTD. That is now your code name. Hello, Game Masters Hobby. Hello to anyone that I missed. I'm sorry. I'm trying to say hello to everyone. I can't read that fast. Hello, Exploriso. How do you do? Thanks for being here. Yes. Both Rob Vegas and Sergeant Slaughterhouse are here. The continent and country of Australia is represented this evening. And it's nice to have you guys here. So yes. See, Diana is not a cola, so it is in fact an accurate statement. There you go. See? It works. This is how these things get done. So yes, it is, the time is 7:23. I seem to have exhausted all my material. So let's find another amusing alternate code name, shall we? Let's see. No, that didn't have one. No. Let's see. No, there's going to be a great one here somewhere. But not there. So yeah, no, this I covered in the review of Firefly. One of Firefly's alternate code names was Monkey Wrench, which they used for a dreadnought. And then we have that's a vehicle. Okay, now this is interesting. So Dusty, one of his alternate code names was Gila, Gila. But that was on another one. I think that was one of the alternate code names for Armadillo as well. So, like, when Larry was coming up with these alternate code names, he was like, I want Gila, Gila. Let's get that one. I'm going to recommend that one several times, and surely one of them will make it through. Let's see. There's Sci-Fi, whose alternate code names were Hotspot and Red Light. That's fine. It's fine. Sci-Fi is better, but those are fine. These various Cobra Vipers don't have alternate code names because their code names are like just their specialty with the word Viper at the end of it. But the Sea Slug could have been called Squids or Krakens. Krakens. See, here's the thing about Krakens. It's a very scary creature, the Kraken. But in my opinion, Kraken is a silly name for it. The name Kraken is not as intimidating as the creature it describes. And squids. I mean, Sea Slug is not the best, but squids, we could have got squids. The Cobra Squids. Yes, the Kraken's in action force. Yes. That could have been the Sea Slug. But anyway, you get the idea. Let's see. No, that's dumb. What's like some of these like are wow. See, look at this. We got Crocmaster. All right, and I've done my share of making fun of his name. I'm not denying that. But Crocmaster, one of his alternate names was Crawl with a K, Krawl. That's terrible. See, and so if you're Larry Hama and coming up with this stuff, and you come up with a code name that you really like, I think you get like you're supposed to come up with multiple ideas. You come up with one really good one, and then the other ones are like Crawl with a K. So that way, the one that you like gets picked. Hello, Dave E. Nice to see you. He's stuck at work. Look, Dave, based on my authority as the commander, I'm letting you out early. I have the authority to do that. Hello, Renegade Biker. I don't think I said hello to you. How do you do? Think of all the different Vipers that could exist. Any job with the word Viper after it. Taxi Viper, Laundry Viper, Dog Walkies Viper, Message Viper. Yeah, see, that's how it works. That's how it works. You just put Viper, and like it's a prestige thing, right? Because if you're in the Viper Corps, it's like, I'm a Viper. What do? I'm the sweep the floor Viper. But I'm a Viper. Watch out. Venomous. Viper. Sweeping the floor right now, though. I'm sweeping the floor right at the moment. But if needed, if necessary, the fangs come out. You know. So that's Vapor Viper. Yeah, there was a Vapor. He could have been a Viper. The Vindo Viper. See, look here. Hello, Kevin Maley. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. The Vindo Viper. HVAC Viper. See, martial arts Viper. Guy sitting in a chair Viper. YouTube video creator Viper. That's a little too long. It's got to be shorter than that. But you get the idea. Yes. Now this is fun. This is something that thank you, Dave E. It worked. It just clocked out. And Dave, since you sent a super chat, I'm doing a special gag where I give you an alternate code name from one of these books that you have to live with forever, and change your birth certificate or change your name legally to one of these names, which and aren't you lucky? Because you get one of Muskrat's alternate code names, such as Mossback. Congratulations, Dave. You are Mossback. What does that mean? But this is what I think happened. Larry Hama is like, he just listened to that song Muskrat Love, and he's like, that's it, Muskrat Love. This guy's got to be Muskrat. So I'm gonna suggest Muskrat, and if they want alternatives, their alternatives will be Mossback, Swamp Runner, Wet Willie, Swamp Dog, Gumbo, or Bad Bayou. And so your marketing guys at the Hasbro are like, yeah, let's go with Muskrat. Hello, Dr. Skelestein. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. I don't think I said hello to the Fly Attractor. Hello and good evening. Thanks for being here. Guy holds that little clunky counter thing at concerts as people go in Viper. See, it's a little. They gotta find some way to shorten it, but it's the same general idea. IBS Viper. See, yeah, Wet Willie. So that was one. Yeah, that was one of the suggestions. It's like Larry's like, Wet Willie. So what else we got? See, the Astro Viper's alternates were Cosmo Viper or Star Viper, and they actually did end up using Star Viper, but those are pretty standard. Those are pretty standard. IRS Viper, now that's real. That's real. But a mossback is a really big, slow fish. Also slang for an entrenched, old-fashioned, conservative person. Mossback. That's interesting. Thank you. Thank you for the education. Much appreciated. See, this is why we do the show. This is to learn things. This is for education. Basically, I mean, if you're going to college, you can drop out and just watch this show. You get all the education you need, everything you really need to know. See, like alternate codename for Saw Viper was Claw Viper. Muskrat, one of my favorite shows. So yeah, see, that's awesome. See, that worked out. That worked out, Dave. You got Moss back. See, like the alternate codename for Saw Viper was Claw Viper, CLAW, an acronym for something we know not what. But, like, the Cobra Claw was something that already existed. So, if they called this guy the Claw Viper, then people would assume that it is in some way associated with the Cobra Claw, when in fact he is not. Yes. So, yeah. Dave, just be glad it isn't Wet Willie. That was one of the other options. You don't want that one to stick with you. Let's see. We're about at the end of this one. Yeah. Some of these are later versions of earlier characters, so they already had names. What the Sam Hill is that? So, okay, this is an unreleased Manimal called Spasma. That's in bad taste. The Fly Attractor, thank you. Does the book list alts for Cobra Commander? I don't think so. In fact, I know that it doesn't. I don't have the original Cobra Commander entry in here, but I have like the 87 Cobra Commander, except not in this one. In one of these, it has the 87 Cobra Commander, and it doesn't have any alternates for that. The Cobra Commander listing is not in these volumes, but I have seen that listing, and I don't believe there is an alternate for that. There are alternate designs. Some early designs for Cobra Commander did not have the faceplate or whatever. That's a really interesting history. Cobra Commander could have gone many different ways, and I really do like the direction they took it. I like the silver faceplate that they went with for version 1. I just think it's a really clean, nice design, and Ron did a great job on that. Arsenio Hall Viper, star of Cobra's late night show. Woof, 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 woof. You remember in the 90s? You remember in the 90s when everybody was going woof, 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 all the time? People stopped doing that, and that's probably a good thing. Thanks. I haven't thought about our Arsenio Hall in decades. That's amazing. So, like, there was a... Zim Zam, yes, it had the same name as that TV series Manimal, but they were no relation to that TV series. It was G.I. Joe people that transformed into monsters. Rich is a Clevelander. That's Cleveland rocks. I hear the heart of rock and roll is there. That's what I heard. I don't know. I could be wrong. That's what they say anyway. What were they saying? Yes, Manimals did eventually get released, but not until like the year 2000, and they were a KB Toys exclusive. I did a review on them, and they were a little bit different from the way they were originally designed. They were recolored, but yes, that was where G.I. Joe was going when before it was canceled. Somebody at Hasbro headquarters was snorting an enormous amount of cocaine and demanded that they have G.I. Joes that transform into monsters. Get it done, he said. And the toy designers were like, we shall get it done, sir. Here's a Duke action figure that has a snake coming out of his crotch. You like that? Is that good, sir? So, Mind Bungler. See, and look at this. We got a tiger trainer. And this like, if you watch that Joe Exotic documentary, this actually probably isn't that far off from reality. And yet not a member of Tiger Force. So yeah, these didn't get chosen. Heaven knows why not. Let's see. What else we got? Hold on. This one. Oh, hello, Beta Ray Bob. Thank you very much. Any alternate code names for Raptor? That's a good question. I believe I do have Raptor in one of these. But not that one. Hold on. Oh, there was. Yeah. No, I do remember. There was. Hold on. Where is it? Not that one. There it is. Okay. Hold on. I got it. Beta Ray Bob. See here are Raptor's alternate code names. Peregrine, Goss, and Scree. So congratulations, Beta Ray Bob. Your new name is Scree. Your new name is Scree. It's not even a name. It's a noise. It's a sound. Tiger Trainer looks like a luchador. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Hold on, let me go back to it. Yeah, it did a bit, didn't it? Yeah, I mean, check that out. Check out that mask. That is something. Designed by Andre Korobanix. That is a designer that I am not familiar with. That's very interesting. But alas, no action figure came from it. Thane says some Hasbro execs wanted Ewoks in G.I. Joe after he watched Return of the Jedi. Hama convinced him to go with bikers. Yes, that is correct. Larry has told that story several times. And think about it for a second. Think about like how easily influenced you are if you go in to see a movie. And you come out and it's like, I gotta have that in my G.I. Joe. It's a good thing you didn't go see Strawberry Shortcake. You know, who knows what we could have gotten. Yes. Everybody quiet down. Diana's on a phone call. Dave, thank you very much. Tiger Trainer looks very similar to the wrestler Tiger Mask. That's a good point. I wonder if there's some inspiration there. Possibly. I don't know. I'd have to look at the dates. I don't know exactly when that was done. And I won't find out from this book because this is the wrong one. What do we got here? Hold on. That's Dusty and the Sandstorm. So Sludge Viper, one of his alternate code names was Sludge Slinger. That sounds grotesque. We did Fresh Air already. I don't. So Skymate. His alternate code names were Digger, Jackaroo, and Dingo. I think they should have gone with Jackaroo. You know, what kid doesn't want Jackaroo? Pathfinder. I mean, why couldn't Pathfinder have been called Whacker? This, like, Mom, go to the store for my birthday and get me Whacker. Let's see, but that's yeah. Armadillo Hilo was, other than Sand Turtle, Chris. Hilo was one of his alternate code names. And I don't know. I think we may have milked all the fun out of this one. Wow, that one's dumb. All right, Blaster. This would be Battle Force 2000 Blaster. Could have been Prop Wash. Prop Wash. Could Blaster, alternate code name Prop Wash, because Ball Wash was already taken. And we got, some of these are bad, okay? Some of these are like, I swear, this is what I want somebody to ask Larry in a hard-hitting journalistic interview. Is some of these alternate code names, you're just making stuff up that they wouldn't pick. That's what I think. They're hilarious. I'm not complaining. I'm getting much enjoyment out of them. They're great. But, like, and look, I understand that you might catch a Hasbro executive on a day when they've just had too much Coke. And one of these wacky ones gets picked. I mean, we ended up with Skidmark, right? But, like, for example, I have no examples from that. Like I said, for example, by way of example, come on. The whole audience is waiting for me to find an example. Squids. Like, 9 times out of 10, squids is not gonna. Why not calamari? That would at least have been tasty. That would have been instead of slug viper, we should have called him calamari with dip. Delicious. So most of the time, I think you throw out some alternate code names like that. That's probably not going to be picked. It was the 80s. Let's be real, and I am in no way condoning any such behavior. No condoning any such behavior. Look what happens. You come up with names like Squid or Fresh Air. You know, these are the hazards of drug use. Children, stay away from them. You know, you gotta think of the children. Think of somebody. And one thing about Coke, though, is that Mr. Carlson thought of a really great alternate for it, use as foot powder. Apparently, it works great as a foot powder. It's where the idea of happy feet originated. I mean, you end up with a monkey on your foot, but hello, Armor Magnus. How do you do? You just got here. Wow, you must be confused about what we're talking about. We are talking about alternate code names, and I'm pilfering them from these books by Dan Klingensmith, but it's okay because I mentioned that Dan Klingensmith has the next 2 volumes of these books up on Kickstarter now, if you'd like to get them. Anyway, out of everything we've heard today, what do folks think was the worst alternate code names? I think Scree and Fresh Air are pretty bad. That's a fair question. Yes, Armor Magnus, we've gone through here. For example, already did that example. See, in the pre-production phase, these G.I. Joe characters, such as Sci-Fi, had some other proposed code names that they did not choose. For instance, for Sci-Fi, his proposed code names were Hotspot or Red Light. They didn't pick those. They picked Sci-Fi. And some of these alternate code names are pretty darn silly. Pretty darn goofy. So we've been going through here. For instance, Crocmaster, alternate code name Crawl with a K. That's bad. That's pretty bad. Crawl needs to get at least 1 vote. And so, like, for Super Chats, I've been giving people alternate code names from these books that they have to live with for the rest of their lives and get their names legally changed. Yes, that's what we're doing here because it's entertaining, damn it. Well, but like some of these, for instance, Doc does not have one. They like he's going to be called Doc. You know, why come up with others? Gung Ho did not have one, according to this. Which book was Gung Ho in? He was in this one. So Gung Ho must have been chosen pretty early in the process as well, because Gung Ho does not have one. Thank you, Dave. What was Steamroller's alternate code name? Let me hold on. Steamroller was not in this one. Yeah, it was in this one. 30. Yeah, that's not it. No. I can't count. Steamroller. That's Steamroller. He was the driver of the mobile command center. Wow, brain doesn't work. Steamroller's alternate names were Tank Trap, Pig Iron, or Dozer. Now, I do kind of like Dozer as short for bulldozer. That's not bad. But doze also means sleep. So that's not too great. Hello, Cujo. I didn't see you sneak in here. Nice to see you, Cujo. Always nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. We are reading alternate code names for your G.I. Joe characters. Some of them are pretty funny. Not all of them, but some of them. But I think I've read almost all of them. I mentioned this in my review of the Phantom X-19. Ghost Rider's alternate names were Ghostwing, Blipless, No Show, Silent Night, that's Night with a K, Slink with an E, and Wraithwing. Wraithwing is difficult to say. There was a Joe named Red Spot in Valor vs. Venom, which was a laser trooper. They must have used that then. I'm not as familiar with Valor vs. Venom, but they must have reached back. They must have reached back to those sci-fi alternate code names. Why come on? Hey, this if Hasbro stands for nothing, they stand for reusing things as much as possible. If you can reuse something rather than coming up with something new, that's always better. That's why you get like some G.I. Joe characters have the same names as Transformers characters. Look, then you don't have to come up with a new one. You know, time is money, man. But Blipless. So, like, I get it. Okay, he doesn't make a blip on the radar. So he's blipless. But blipless is a brown spot. Thank you, Kevin. But blipless that's not a word, first of all. And if you were even to grant that it's a word, it's a dumb sounding word. But anyway, yeah, I think I've exhausted. I do have I have Mark Bellomo's Ultimate Guide here. Oh, hey, that brings up something. I'm sorry. Tangent for just a minute. I got time. So tangent for just a minute. Mark Bellomo, who wrote the Ultimate Guide to G.I. Joe, 3 volumes of it, 2 of which I have. Where did I put volume 2? Oh, I left volume 2 up there. I have all 3 volumes, or editions, not volumes. But anyway, Mark Bellomo, who wrote these very popular guides, he has not been on social media for like a year, and nobody's heard from him for a while. So if you know Mark Bellomo, in person, personally, people would like to hear from him. Larry Hama was looking for him, was trying to reach him, and he apparently is not answering emails. Hello, Peep Show Menagerie. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Really hope there isn't a Joe named Red Wings. Well, there should. See, this is what I'm saying. That's the kind of name that Hawk would give to one of these brown shirts when he has to come up with a name, on the fly. Because he doesn't remember their actual names. That's too many. So he just point at a guy. Red Wings, get on to Choppa. Hawk's alt code name Tweety. Well, he taught a putty tat. Him and Kevin disappeared. Yeah, we can't have these people disappearing on us. Kevin vanished. Nobody's heard from him. And now Mark Bellomo seems to have vanished. And I don't know. I hope he's all right. It's... In the age of the internet, we are more connected with people than ever. But if our primary way of communicating with people is online, social media, or email, and if a person loses one of those connections, how do you reach people? How do you find people? Wasn't it name Jody used in, one of the trainees in whatever that issue was. I can't remember the issue number, but where they did the the training and the training course, the proving course for new Joes. And I think Jody was one of the guys who washed out pretty early. Bellomo MIA. So if anyone out there knows how to get a hold of Mark Bellomo through any means other than email and social media, people would like to know that he's all right. People would like to hear from him. If he's not all right, people would like to know that too. Please reach out if you know how to reach him and let him know that, people are trying to, get a hold of him. So, it's the same if you know Kevin. However, if you know Kevin personally, we've probably already talked. And so, there probably isn't much point in asking anybody out there who knows Kevin personally to reach out to him, because you probably already have. Kevin, if you see this, FormBX257, we miss you, guy. Hope to hear from you sometime. That's... To end this on a somber note, we had such a good time, didn't we? We had such a good time until I decided to bring the mood down by talking about people who are missing. People like the missing persons people. You know, they're gonna like end up on one of those unsolved mysteries shows. That's the only way to find people now, is to put them on an unsolved mystery show. I did see, like, a while back, I watched one of these shows where they were doing stories about people who were missing for a really long time, but then they turned up and they were alive and they were living somewhere else. And I'm like, hold on a minute. That person wasn't actually missing. That person didn't, change their name or go into hiding. That person just moved and didn't tell anybody. That's not the same thing as missing. All right? That's not like vanished without a trace. That's somebody who just moved to a different state and didn't leave their forwarding address. That's not an interesting story. That is not an amazing thing that they're found alive years later. They didn't know they were missing. They just moved. Robert Stack is missing, except he's dead. That's why he's not here. So I guess he's not really missing. Everybody knows exactly where he is. The old Viper names, yeah, see, that was fun. We had a good time. We're always laughing, all of us. Yes, so, I got 2 minutes. I got 2 minutes, guys. I have been pretty tired, pretty exhausted, but I still look forward to doing this every week. This is the best time of the week. I always feel better, but I am tired. I'm always tired now. That's just a constant state of being right now. But good, not bad. It's good. But it's a good tired, but it's still a tired. L. Ron Viper. That's hilarious. Yeah. We have a nice group here, and everybody's got a really good sense of humor, and I do appreciate it a lot. I really do. This is why this is fun. This is why I enjoy this so much. The Caffeine Viper. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be my alternate code name, is the Caffeine Viper, because that's all that's keeping me going. Kevin Pledge, Volume 9 and 10 Kickstarter. So that is awesome. I am glad. Thank you for reminding me again. Once again, since I mentioned it earlier, I'll mention one more time. These books by Dan Klingensmith, Creating G.I. Joe, who, by the way, he's not sponsoring this. He's not sponsoring this. And also, he's also not a guest on the show tonight, because to have him as a guest on the show, I would have had to come up with this idea more than 5 minutes before we started. And as we established, I don't do show prep. So I'm not getting anything for this. I'm just saying, these books, these Creating G.I. Joe volumes, this is volume 8, has a lot of pre-production material from the creation of figures and vehicles, lots of concept designs, other things like alternate code names and stuff like that. It's a real treasure trove of information from the production side of the toys. So I like them. And there are 2 new volumes up on Kickstarter, which of course I didn't get the link for, because that would require a show prep. Diana is back. Thank you for being back, Diana. Welcome back. And now that you're back, I have to leave, because it is 8 o'clock, and I cannot keep going because my voice will go out. And I need it. So I am going to say good evening. But thank you, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Chris, for the idea of the alternate code names. Really enjoyed it. Diana's mom says hi. Hello, Diana's mom from the United States. Thanks for saying hello. But I will say goodnight, everyone. We will do this again next week. And until the next time, catchphrase that I don't think of right now. So catchphrase before I leave, and catchphrase when I come back. So I'll catch you guys on the catchphrase next time. So thanks everyone, and I will say good night.